Happy birthday, Grandpa. It's the 6th of the 9th, 2012. Another episode of Aussie Tech Heads, episode 306. Can you believe it? The 6th of September. And we've got another big show for you tonight. Another lot of news and reviews. And we're joined with Eric. We're joined with Eric.
We're joined with Eric. We're Siamese.
That's right. How you doing, Eric?
I'm well, thank you, sir. How's the lounge going?
Yes, welcome,
Very
Lounge.
good.
Welcome, Lounge.
Welcome, Lounge.
Now, Aussie Tech Heads, obviously, brought to you by the hosting team, hosting.aussietechheads.com.au. If you wanted a nice little hosting setup, shared hosting, jump onto the hosting.aussietechheads.com.au. Really good prices. Be up and running in a flash. I reckon for the novice who's never done it before, install a WordPress blog, I reckon, within 10 minutes. Easy. You got to fill it with content, of course, but you can at least install it within 10 minutes. Easy.
Yep.
Welcome to the lounge, as usual, live.aussietechheads.com.au. The lounge joins us live every Thursday night here at the Aussie Tech Heads Central, live.aussietechheads.com.au. Our video of the show can be seen on YouTube or just clicked from the front of our homepage. The paper.aussietechheads.com.au is being filled with quite a few different stories this week, and quite some good stories. It's not only does it have tech stories, it's got everything. It's got business, it's got social stories, it's got a lot of stories. So go check that out. Get that on your iPad. Paper.aussietechheads.com.au. All right, and the show notes, as always on aussietechheads.com.au website. You got that website by now? Good. All right. What else? What's going on? What is going on, Eric? How you been going this week? Nice, easy Thursday for you today?
Look.
Obviously not. So let's just invite Eric back, and we'll have to stop that there. Nice, easy Thursday has just been squiddly doddly doodled. Oh, did Eric come back automatically?
Oh, I don't know what happened there.
Oh, you're back.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
I'm back. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there.
No, but hang on.
Back.
I can't get you. Hang on. I can't get you. I have to read. I've sort of. Hang on. Can we get you there? Oh, there we go. We got you. Well, it was an easy Thursday. So talk too soon.
All right. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I don't know what happened, but anyway, all right.
Yes, wasn't easy. No, it's been busy week, but the Thursday went relatively smoothly. But it's only 7:58 in Sydney, and I'm sure something's going to hit the fan soon.
That's right, and as you would have guessed, there was a little break in the recording there, and yes, as we said, it was an easy Thursday. The hangout crapped itself, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Now
we're back.
We're back. Now, did I finish the intro? I don't know. Twitter.
You did.
I'll give you the Aussie Aussie Tech News Twitter, because that's good. It gets couple of little news stories and a couple of news stories every half an hour into your Twitter feed, and whatever else I think is good, I'll pop in there as well. Don't forget, I've got the footy, the winners of the footy comp coming up. So I'll tell you about them as well later. We've got a lot of news. We got the news everyone's been waiting for, and also there's another little Nokia. Nokia's done some stuff. All right. Where can we start? Where are we going to start?
In the beginning. I'll start off.
Good stuff.
Excuse me. Microsoft and Nokia joined forces in smartphone wars with the Lumia. Microsoft and Nokia have joined to boost their arsenal in the smartphone wars with two powerful new Windows-powered devices aimed at battling Apple's iPhone and rivals powered by Google's Android system. The new Nokia Lumia 820 and 920 are part of the Finnish-based company's strategy of offering an alternative to the faceless black and grey monoblocks that you see out there. Who are they referring to there?
The monoblocks.
When they're calling it faceless black and grey monoblocks.
I think.
Do you think they're having a go at Apple being black only and white only? I think they
might be, yeah. And even Samsung's black and silver and grey.
That's true.
Everything.
They're calling that the world's most innovative smartphone. I don't know. What do you think? Comments?
Yes, well, it's very yellow, that's for sure. What is yellow? That's like to describe a trait in a human, isn't it? If you're yellow,
Trait or an emotion?
yeah, isn't it like you're a wuss or something? You're scared. You're
Yellow? Well, yeah,
you're
we
yellow.
sometimes say, yeah, yellow. Yeah, yellow. I don't know how accurate that is, but yeah, it is very yellow.
But look,
Again, I think it's. I'll go back to my original thoughts about the whole, and I'll call it Metro, even though I'm, not supposed to anymore.
it's supposed to be Metro.
The tiles, on the Windows 8. I mean, it's just a little bit too infantile. It's a smartphone. Let's face it. Smartphones are used by people who want to organise their lives on a device. Generally, even students, kids, year 8, year 9, whatever. Now, I can't see my daughter, a year 8 girl, wanting to buy a yellow phone. I don't know who they're targeting there. You want to target younger people, but their parents don't allow them to have phones. So I think they're missing the mark.
It's going to stand out, that's for sure. But the features that this thing has, that are something that none of the other phones have, is wireless charging. So the phones can be charged just by laying them on top of a wireless charging station. And the Lumina 920, which is the duck's guts of them, has a sophisticated new camera with image stabilization claimed to be better than upmarket DSLRs. So
we'll see. That's a big call. That's a big, big call.
There's no firm release date for the phone in Australia other than at the end of the year. It is believed a number of carriers, including Telstra, are testing the phone with a view to selling them. I wonder who tests them. Just a little Telstra tech heads.
They've got a dozen testers, I suppose, at Telstra or more.
Nokia is pushing the new Windows 8 as a positive differentiator. Like Windows Phone 7, the new version uses graphic tiles, as Eric was saying. The new version, however, offers more reliability in handling tiles, including smaller and larger tile sizes.
Yeah, well, end of the year in Australia, I think they would have missed the boat. I think the iPhone 5 next week is going to suck the air out of everything between now and Christmas.
Well, I suppose speaking of the iPhone 5, as I suppose that's what it's going to be called.
Well, there's rumours that's what it's going to be called.
And I suppose it's not much off the mark. Look, Apple sent the invitations out to the launch of their event.
Yeah, it got the 5 in the shadow, but some people are saying that it could mean that it's the iPhone 5. It could mean that this is the 5th generation. It could mean that it's 5 years since the first one came out. So it could represent any of those three. Wouldn't surprise me if they call it the iPhone 5.
So for those on the audio, it's a white screen with the text, "It's almost here." The big number 12, and the 12,
which is 12th of September.
Yeah, and the 12 is casting a shadow, which looks like the number 5. So it's the company Apple has sent invitations to the media. When did they do that?
Couple on Wednesday this week.
Yeah, to an event to be held at the Yerba Buena. Is that right? Yerba Buena Center.
Yerba Buena. Yerba Buena.
For the arts in San Francisco. And that's going to happen on September 12th, which is our Thursday the 13th at 3 a.m., I calculate. That'd be about right, I suppose.
Something like that. Yep, something like that.
So 3 a.m. Woohoo. Are you getting up for that one?
No.
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 I'm going to have to suss out the Telstra and that, the Telstra site to see if you can
I'm on there now. See if I can pre-order.
And can you? Or no word yet?
Not yet. I think they'll probably put on the day. I would keep an eye on the Telstra site between now and the 12th.
Yeah, because this has only just come out, so obviously, things are going to happen. So what else is going on? What else is this story going on about? Among the new features, look, it's probably about time that we started talking about the the rumours of the new features, because I've steered away from them, but among the new features expected to be seen on this iPhone include a taller 4-inch screen, and that's an increase up from the 3.5-inch screen of the 4S. A two-tone.
So that's about what, 2 centimeters? Not half an inch? Oh, that's not too big. It's only a centimeter.
1.7 centimeters.
Yeah, it's not much. That's all right. That'll do.
Yeah, it's
easy to nick out of your back pocket though. It's a bit taller. They can just lift it.
Yeah, that's true. A two-tone design that uses an aluminium back panel rather than glass. A smaller
back to aluminium like the first one in 2007.
Oh, yeah? Is that 3G? Did I have... Where is mine?
No. There was one that was released only in America.
Oh, that's right.
In 2007, it was just aluminium.
Oh, right. Smaller dock port, which has been hot on the rumour mill for ages.
Ages and ages.
Is that going to be a concern for you, Harry? Do you like this?
Look,
or
not really.
This like that? No.
Not really.
What about everyone that's got the iPhone hardware?
Apple are bringing out adapters.
Yeah, they'd have to be pretty good though, wouldn't they? Like, because most of those things, the phone does sit pretty snug into these adapters.
Oh yeah. Look,
I'm
not concerned about the size, but I'm concerned about the stability of it because I've had phones with the small adapters before, like BlackBerry, and it's a bit flimsy. I don't know how they're going to do it, if they're going to make it any better, but it seems like it's not as strongly held. So I hope it turns out all right. Probably it's not going to stop me from getting one, but
yeah,
it's not a deal breaker.
So you're in.
I'm in.
You're in.
When my contract runs out, which is December or February, I'm not sure.
All right, you'd probably be able to get out of that soonish.
No, I'm happy with my phones.
Yep. Yeah, good. It's and a bottom.
I'll get one.
A bottom-mounted headphone jack. And
I don't like that.
Speaker grills.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because think about it. If you want to, for example, my oldest daughter, she plugged it into her little speaker dock.
Yep.
In her in her room, her iPhone 4, and she'll plug the headphones in the top of it because she doesn't want the sound going everywhere.
Yeah.
She'll plug in the headphones on the top of that while it's charging and listen to it while she's in bed. So now if she's plugged that in now with the adapter, just say, and you plug it into a dock, how the hell are you going to plug your headphones in? Because it's flush up against the dock.
Yes.
So that's going to be a concern for those people who want to charge and listen via headphones at the same time.
Now, Optus has yesterday launched its 4G network in Sydney, Perth and Newcastle with 4G services in Melbourne.
Good luck with that.
Starting from September 15. Now, last week, Telstra announced it is currently expanding its 4G mobile network coverage, promising to cover 66% of Australian population by mid-2013. That's quite an achievement.
It is, but they always underplay it too. Telstra always says things like, we will have it rolled out by June, but then it's actually February.
Right,
yeah. Not like the NBN, who says, we'll have it done by June 2013 when it's actually, August 2020.
Now, the website imore.com was the first in July that claimed Apple would introduce the new iPhone on September 12 and said then that the company would begin selling the device Friday, September 21.
I believe them. They're a good site. They're pretty accurate.
imore.com. So they must have their little eyeballs peeled. And they must know what's going on. So, look, as soon as someone finds out about it, let me know because I'm putting my name down with Telstra. I'm going for it.
Yeah, I'll be watching their site. Look, I'm not in any hurry to get it because, like I said, it doesn't come out till I can't get out of my contract till December. But I'll be getting one.
Oh yeah, look, my phone just continues to be slow and sluggish. Look, I believe that the Samsung, Galaxy 3 is really, really good, really, really fast and responsive, and but it's
the operating system.
Yeah, unfortunately. No, I don't think it's about that. I think it's just I just got the dud phone of the first generation of a phone. So that's just how the cookie crumbles. But going on to something else, ANZ Bank releases Android version of a Go Money app. So everyone who banks with ANZ, good on yous.
Good on you. Well done.
You now got an Android version of the Go Money app.
We're not forgetting you, Android.
It enables customers to securely transfer funds between friends and businesses using their mobile phone details. Customers were more comfortable moving money using their mobiles, having transferred. How much do you reckon people have transferred with their mobiles this year? So this would be okay. So the Android's just been released. So this has just be the iPhone, you would imagine, and the other
would imagine,
the piddly ones that are out there. But they've transferred, or we have customers of the ANZ alone, more than $10 billion this year.
Okay,
It's a lot of money, isn't it? According to
I do use my Westpac app quite frequently.
Right. Well, I don't use my app. I'm pretty much always near the PC, I guess. I use I use online banking all the time. Wouldn't live without it.
Yeah.
In fact, when someone says, you say to someone, if they owe you money, I'll just chuck it in my bank account. I'll I'll send you the details, and they go, oh, we don't do it. You go, well, what am I going to do now? How am I going to get this money? I've got to get cash, and then I've got to go to the bank to bank it.
Yeah. I remember those days. How did we ever do that? Line up at banks on a Friday to get cash out.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, what a drama! And if you ran out of cash because you're out had a big night, that's it. You're gone.
Yeah, but that's right. That's right. Look, I can. Oh, look, ATMs were in when I was a young fella.
Oh, about 1982 or 83, weren't they? ATMs.
Yeah, I think so. I remember the Westpac Bank.
But there weren't that many of them, though. You had to really know where they were.
I remember my first one was the Westpac, and it used to dispense the $5 notes.
Yep.
And you go
$5 notes. Yep.
Yeah, and I think it was 5 and 10s, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God forbid you take out a 20 for the weekend. Ooh.
I remember when was it? I think it must have been. It might have been with the NAB by the time it all sort of started changing, and they ditched the 5s, and I think they might have up to like the 20s and 50s. I'm going, no, why do you want to take out $20?
I know, and what fool would take out 50?
I know, but now it really should be changed again. It should be, I reckon, 20 and 100s. Really?
Well, see, 50 and 100, you mean?
No, I like 20s.
You like 20s?
Because
you can spread it out.
No, it looks like I can have more then. But look,
you've got a big fat wallet.
But
no, they used to have hundreds coming out of ATMs. I remember a while ago, and now I can't find any place that has hundreds. Every time I go to an ATM, it spits out 50s.
Yeah,
Nothing else.
It might be some bloody ethical thing that they've decided on doing or something.
Yeah, if people take out more, they spend more. Or it's either that or the note's too damn big and it won't fit out of the machine.
But even like talking about, listening back, thinking back to when the ATMs weren't in your life. What about just when mobile phones weren't in your life? Like,
can you remember your first mobile phone?
I can. It was in the mid-90s.
Yeah, do you know what it was?
I'm not sure. It was a Nokia. It was analog.
Yes, everyone's would have been Nokias.
Yeah,
remember they had the first 3 numbers was 015 or something like that.
I think I had a 018. Was 018?
I had an 015 number.
Yeah, right.
And mine was a Nokia, and it was the pull-up area. It was grey, boring grey.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And everyone used to be on the phone.
Yeah.
And there's really no texty going on there because the keyboards were pretty crappy. But you thought you were pretty good if you were on the phone.
There was no dictionary, was there? You had to push the key, 3 times if you want the E and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, it was a nightmare.
But
everyone used to talk.
Yeah, but just like, you watch these shows on the TV, and even if you watch a show from the 70s where there's no computers, you're thinking...
Yeah, how do you survive?
But even with the phones, like you watch an old cop show, like Columbo.
Yeah, they're attached to the desk, yeah.
Yeah, like Columbo or something. Well, he's out, sussing out the crook, and the phone will ring at the crook's house, and they'll go, oh, yeah, such and such, it's the station, such and such told us that Columbo is there. Is he there? We want to talk to him. Like, you got to chase people around. Like, can you remember? Like, if you were out, you were out. There was
that's it. You were gone. You left a message at home.
Yeah.
And people just go, well, they'll get back to me when they get back to me.
Yeah.
Now you think no one's got any patience for that.
No, I know. The home phone rings and no one answers it. It's bloody call the police. Something's wrong.
or it's, they never bloody pick up. That shits me. I'll call them on the mobile.
That's right. That's right. And people with private numbers annoys me as well.
Because I've got a private number.
Oh, well, don't ever ring me because I'll never pick it up.
That's all right. I'm not going to call you. Oh, dear. So, anyway, so next time you watch Golden Girls, don't be surprised that they're not checking their emails, mate.
Oh, well, they're all dead, aren't they? But anyway.
I think they're all gone.
I think they are too. Now, according to getting back to the story, according to the ANZ Bank data, the most popular times for Go Money usage was between 5 and 7 p.m. on a weekday, suggesting that users were commuting while transacting. The data also revealed...
Driving the car.
Probably in one hand, that's right. I don't think Siri's been working that good. But the data also revealed that women were 5 times more likely than men to transfer money using pay to mobile for food purchases, while men were 5 times more likely to use the app to pay for entertainment.
Yep.
Well, why not?
Or what do we classify as entertainment?
Whatever you want.
Are we talking Craig Thompson entertainment?
Oh, who cares? It's all entertainment. Now, how's this story through the week? You would have seen this, and so would everyone else, because I tweeted it thinking this is an interesting story. But Bruce Willis suing Apple.
Yes.
But it was
Good
all
luck with that.
But it was all bull. Was it
all bull? Was it? Was it a beat up?
Yeah. A story suggesting Bruce Willis was planning on suing Apple for the right to pass on his iTunes collection to his daughters. Apparently it's all false. It's all made up. It's all crap.
But isn't iTunes music all DRM free now anyway? So you wouldn't need to do that?
Yeah, but I suppose what happens if Apple get a whiff, the same as any of these places, if they get a whiff that you're gone, like deceased, they probably
they'll shut your account.
Yeah, and then it doesn't matter if the daughter's got the password or not. Does it really? Because they won't be able to get in if the account's closed. So
unless you just you're allowed to transfer the. I don't know. I don't know how they'd operate that.
No, so I don't know either. But it sort of poses a good point, even though the story was crap. But
it does raise certain questions, does it not?
Yeah. So when you're purchasing, you're not purchasing, you're renting. And then when you,
it's like a perpetual lease until you die.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, believe me, by the time I drop dead, no one's going to listen to my music.
No, that's right. No one will listen to it now.
That's right. I barely listen to it.
But look, I suppose when you think you've got things like Spotify and all that sort of stuff, like you can see things evolve, and I can see that the iTunes in its current format is not going to last forever. You've got things like the Spotify, and
this will all be in the cloud soon.
That's right.
Apple will come out with a Spotify type subscription setup.
That's right. Like, why would you seriously, if you like music and you bought songs, like if you bought what's a song from iTunes, about $2?
No, it depends. Yeah, let's call it $2.
So $2 if you write into your music, you bought six songs a week, right? I suppose that's too out of control. Yeah. Is that a lot?
Well, if you write into it, 6 songs a week's not a lot of money. No, if you write into it.
So then that would pay for the Spotify, the streaming, a streaming.
Yeah, it's $12.
Account.
That's $6. That's $12 a week. It's $50 a month. Right. So you can get a Spotify, subscription
account,
for a lot less than that, and listen to pretty much whatever you want.
That's right, and that's the ticket. It's whatever you want. That's whatever you want. So,
and if you get sick of stuff, you buy things. I shouldn't have bought that. Remember the old days where you had to go and buy the album or the CD.
Yeah.
And side B was absolute trash.
Yeah.
You would never listen to it. And now you can it's good that you can pick. I want that song. I want that song. And that one. You don't have to buy the whole album. So with Spotify, it goes one step further, saying, well, not only do I not want to buy the whole album, I don't want to own the song, because in 6 months' time I'll be sick of it and I want to listen to something else.
Yeah, this is right. And look at the people that buy DVDs. I can't actually understand it. I know. Look, I've bought them. Okay, I've bought them, but I'm not a prolific buyer or purchaser like some people that I know.
I do buy the iTunes ones, the digital ones, frequently. Not a lot. Maybe I might buy one every couple of months. For good movies that I like Iron Man or the Avengers or something like that.
How much would that cost you, though?
It depends on the movie. Some are $15, some are $19. The really new releases are about $25.
Okay, because I think things like like one of my mates, when Prison Break was on TV. So I said to him, he had a wall full of DVDs, and I said, what do you got here? And he goes, he just throws series 1 and 2 of Prison Break at me. He said, go and watch this. These are great. I'm thinking, they were really good, but are you going to watch them again?
Why spend $20?
These were physical, so he's probably spent $80 a season or whatever.
Right.
So
right.
Yeah. So what are you going to watch?
Well,
these
for
things
example,
again?
I've got all the DVDs of Seinfeld, for example, because they're classics, right?
Yeah.
So that sort of thing I'll buy. So that was 8 or 9 seasons. I can't remember. They weren't that expensive because I had a sale on one year, and I went and bought the whole lot.
But then again,
about $80 for the whole thing.
Oh, for the whole 10 years?
8 seasons, yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. That's pretty good. Because I remember, back in the day, a tape. Tape recorders.
Oh, good lord, yeah.
I remember.
I remember taping High Five
Oh dear.
for my year 8 girl now when she was 4 and 5 taping it.
Yeah, right. Well, with Seinfeld, I remember they on TV1, I think it was, they played from episode
Marathon.
1. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
they
whole
played a marathon.
Easter weekend. They went,
Oh yeah, I know. I stayed home for that.
Yeah, I got up every 4 hours to change the tape.
Change the tape. Yeah.
I got them all.
Yeah, I've got them all too. Then I replaced it with a DVD.
Yeah, I've chucked them all out.
And
now.
they've remastered the DVDs. They are really good.
Have you got the remastered?
Yeah, they're really good. They're all digitally remastered.
And widescreen.
It looks like they were filmed last week.
Yeah,
and widescreen. Yeah, all widescreen.
Yeah, I noticed that there's a couple of shows on that Channel 11, that they haven't remastered, and they look pus, like Happy Days.
Oh, terrible. Someone shoved a tape in the in the thing, and I just play this over the weekend. No one cares.
And not only have they just shoved the tape in and played it, but they've zoomed into it to give it the
it's pixelated to hell.
Yeah, and it's furry and it's hopeless.
Furry? I don't know what you're watching.
Furry. It's furry. Now
get out the furry checkbook.
Now look now. Let's get back onto some serious things.
All right, serious stuff. I'll go.
Okay.
Apple has rivals scrambling for spotlight. Now, this is about how they're going to suck the news cycle between now and Christmas. Back when Apple was an underdog, it had an easier time shrouding its product announcements in mystery and perhaps catching its competitors off guard. But now tech companies are watching every one of Apple's moves and scrambling to get out in front of them. Several major tech companies are cramming product announcements into this week. Nokia and Motorola, former leaders in the mobile race, are now also RANs, have scheduled events for Wednesday or Thursday US time, Australian time, which they are likely to unveil new smartphones, and which is what Microsoft did today. And the next day, Amazon is expected to introduce new Kindle devices, which will be tomorrow. Because they're all saying, we've got to get in our product thing, because once Apple releases theirs, we're gone. No one's going to listen to us. And that's true. That's very true.
Yeah, well, that's right. But no one's going to listen to them anyway. It's Apple's...
Regardless.
That's right.
Even if Apple weren't releasing anything, Nokia who?
That's right. But look, I don't know. But is it becoming too predictable what Apple does, or that's the way they want to do it, or they should? They should shake it up
some people like routine. They don't mind that it's predictable because they know what's coming. They get excited about it. Even a lot of the people that I know that you wouldn't think would ever have an iPhone have got them now. And sometimes I don't know that they've got iPhones. I've never physically seen it. But when you're sending an SMS to somebody, there's a little grey thing. You'd see. Kim's got an iPhone, hasn't she?
Yeah. Yep.
Right. When you're sending an SMS to someone that's got an iPhone, it'll come up. It's either whether you're sending a text message or an iMessage.
What's an iMessage?
Right? iMessage means that it doesn't use the SMS function. It uses your data.
Right.
It uses the sort of 3G, the data, because it's cheaper. It's about 2 cents per 140 characters instead of 25 cents.
Oh, so is this iPhone to iPhone?
Yes. So when you're saying iPhone to iPhone, you're only spending 2 cents per SMS instead of 25.
Yep.
Right. So, and it comes up when you're sending an SMS to someone, it'll come up as iMessage if the recipient, before you even send the message, it'll tell you whether or not, because the number's up there in the field, the number, and it'll tell you automatically whether that person's got an iPhone by having either text or iMessage next in, just near where you're about to type the message.
I remember someone telling me that the message would come through in a different colour if they got.
Yes, it does.
Right.
If you send an iMessage, it goes through as blue.
Yeah, right.
If you send a text message, it goes through as green.
Right.
Right. And so I've got a client who's a builder. Okay, he did our renovations. I ended up getting him as a client, but he's 61, and today I sent him a message, comes up, iMessage.
Nice.
So we're getting people that, even of all different generations that are moving. My parents are in their 70s. They've got iPhones. Your mother has got an iPhone.
Yeah, I know. She loves it.
Right.
She's thinking about getting an iPad.
There you go.
She wants an iPad.
So even though, yes, they are getting predictable, there are certain groups within society who like predictable. So it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, so Joseph's also in the lounge, iPhone to iPad as well.
Yes,
So-
correct. iPhone to iPad and vice versa, iPad to iPhone.
Can you send SMSs from a non 3G iPad? There'd probably an
Yeah,
app.
Wi-Fi. If you're on
must be an
Wi-Fi,
app.
you'll be able to.
Must be an app or something. I'll have to have a look. I
It
don't
is. It's an app. You should be able to do it. It's iMessage. You should be able to do it from your iPad.
know. Okay, I'll have a look. So there's,
But you can only send it to iOS
Yeah.
to iOS.
yeah, right.
So you could send it to me from your iPad, for example.
Yeah, okay. So do you know if you type in a number and it goes away and it's not an iPhone or an iOS, does it come back and say Matt?
No. Oh, from your iPad.
Yeah, or
You
just-
cannot send.
Oh, okay,
Cannot
right.
send this message.
Oh, there
So
you go.
cannot send this message.
There you go.
But yeah, and also on the new Mac OS Lion, Mountain Lion, there's an iMessage app on there that allows you to send iMessages from there as well.
Nice. All right, now let's get into something a bit heavier. Is and this will be all for the legal eagles out there. But there's this manual examines how international law applies to cyber warfare. Now, a cybersecurity think tank has published a manual studying how international law applies to conflicts in cyberspace where the laws of conventional warfare are more difficult to apply. Now, that's the cover of the book. Now, you should have a look at that. There's a link to it in the show notes. The manual comes from experts working with the Cooperative Cyber Defence Centre of Excellence, an institute based in Tallinn, Estonia, founded in 2008, that assists NATO with technical and legal issues associated with cyber warfare-related issues. You have a bit of a peek through this thing, and it's just like reading any form of legislation, I suppose. It's really it's involved, but it's 215 pages. It's called the Tallinn Manual. And the Tallinn Manual on International Law Applicable to Cyber Warfare, and published by Cambridge University Press. It's intended as a reference for legal advisors for government agencies. It examines existing international law that allows countries to legally use force against other nations, as well as laws governing the conduct of armed conflict. Oh, this is going off.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting. Very interesting.
The Tallinn Manual was written by a group of experts from and including Australia, Canada, the US, the Netherlands, and the UK. The manual is not NATO's official doctrine, but a compilation of views. So,
Okay.
Look, I don't know if
That's
I can.
interesting.
I'll see if I can. Where did I put the? No, I don't know if I can get that. See if I'll get a bit of that up and show you what that looks like. But it's very comprehensive. You know, it's all the subsection this and without noting subsection that, and don't do it over here, or you'll do that here, and yeah. But anyway,
Tell you what, it's pretty
it's not coming up
full on. I've got it up here on full screen, 215 pages. Conduct of attacks.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's a good read before bedtime.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Professor Jan Klefner.
Yeah, oh, Jenny. Now, as
Dr. Niels Melzer from the Geneva Centre for Security Policy. Good for you.
Yeah, right. Oh, who pays for these things?
Look, NATO get funded by countries.
But this must
they're
have
all-
took. I think it took a few years for them to put this all together.
Oh, for sure.
Now you might be able to read it on a Samsung Galaxy 3 4G, because it's coming to Optus and Telstra. Here's a little 4G. Look at that.
Optus first, apparently.
Optus first.
Optus first. Oh, what a coup.
The 4G version of the smartphone is almost identical to the regular 3G version, with the exception of LTE, 1800 megahertz network capability, which allows it to work on the Optus and Telstra 4G networks in Australia. It also has 2 gig of RAM compared to the 1 gig in the regular 3G model.
Yeah, but look at it. Look at that. This just doesn't look very nice, does it?
Nah, it's too roundy or something.
It's too. There's no style. There's no je ne sais quoi about it.
I went and saw Barry Humphries' farewell tour show.
Speaking of style and class, how is Sir Les?
It's got to be one of the funniest things I've seen for a long time.
He's hilarious. Sir Les. I used to laugh. My parents used to cringe. Oh, my God. The ugly Australian, but it was so funny.
Yeah, like we were sitting pretty much up the back, like probably 3 or 4 seats from the back of the room, and you could see the spit. Like, you could see.
I don't know how he does that.
Do you reckon it's real?
Oh, it's real, but he must have like a capsule in his mouth or something. So every now and again, because it's constant.
But it's only when but he was getting people in the audience because they're putting their jumpers up, like this.
Jumpers. I'd have an umbrella.
Yeah, but they're going, oh, you could just see it, like just end on end as it went through the air. He's a filthy pig. And then
he's a filthy pig, but funny.
Oh, extremely funny. And then to contrast him and Dame Edna, who was as witty as ever as well. I really enjoyed it. It would have been a lot of fun. Barry Humphries is a pretty classy guy, very clever guy. And then any other characters you bring out, or just those two? Sandy Stone.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, he's the guy that had passed away. He's dead. And
right. They killed him off.
No, he's always been dead. He's just a dead character. He's just a ghost, like a ghost.
Oh, ghost.
Yeah, and
the spit ghost.
And there was, I think it was Sir Les's brother was some reverend who was a who was a bit of a
complete opposite.
Yeah, well, he was a bit of a how would you say, a kiddie fiddler, if you know what I mean.
Okay, then John Dolly Dunn.
So and the stuff that he was getting away or saying throughout the show and that, we just going, it's just funny, it's just hilarious. And he goes as dressed as up as the Reverend and everything. He's going on. He goes because he had 2 people from the audience on stage and he was talking to them, and he goes, everyone that I meet or whatever, they all tell me that I've touched everyone that I've met. Like this. And it was just great. If you have a chance to go and see it, I go and see it because it's unreal. But moving on.
That's hilarious. PA's just jumped on. Hello, PA. Glad you could make it. You forgot about the show.
Oh, that's no excuse. What's going on? Yeah, just as well, it's recorded, and you can find that recording on the front of the webpage. Probably tomorrow morning. Video comes out the day after in the morning, and the audio is pretty much up after the show, so that's not too bad. Now let's have a look and see about the footy because we have the winners of the footy comp. So if these guys want to get in contact with me, just send me an email, glenn@aussietechheads.com.au, and I can give you a choice of a prize or prizes. So footy NRL. Chalkster is the winner by 1 point, by 1 game. So
where is Chalkster?
Oh, I haven't seen him in there tonight in the lounge.
Oh, you should have had a rule. Next year, we're going to do this. We're going to announce the winners and say, next week we are announcing the winners, but to claim your prize, you must be in the lounge.
Right. We don't know what the prize is.
That'll get your numbers up.
All right. So Chalkster, winner by 1 point. Which equates to about 1 game, I think it did. So by 1 point. So second, East Side Boy. So well done. Good mention. Have to mention him coming in second. And third was me. No prizes for you, East Side Boy, for coming in second. But in the AFL, however, East Side Boy came in first. So woohoo! And Chalk's the second. What a conspiracy. And me third.
Do people still watch the AFL, do they?
Oh, apparently. Some people.
What's that about?
Oh, I don't know. It's ping pong or something. Now, so Chalkster and East Side Boy, well done. Send me an email.
Congratulations.
Send me an email. I've got, I don't know, I might have a laptop bag, or I've got a little, I don't know, just general, just trinkety sort of stuff. Might have a CD. Actually, might have a CD. I got rid of Brittany. Brittany's gone.
Gone? He's going to give away his Nissan Cube next week.
No, I don't know what I've got here. I did have another CD, but I don't know what I've done with it. I can't find it. But anyway.
Oh, what about the game?
The game now. This is from the House of Frost. Frosty is kindly giving away a PC copy of Battlefield 3 limited edition, still in the sealed wrapper, untouched by human hands.
There you go, Chalkster. It's all yours. He's there now. He's in the lounge.
No, this is a different competition. This one is you've got to send us a review in.
Oh, that's right. All right, sorry, Chalkster. Bad luck.
Yeah. Get his hopes up and then let him down. Now, so
Right.
if you want a copy of the PC Battlefield 3, you just have to send us in an audio-video review. Take a picture of yourself where you listen to us or something. Send us something. Glenn at aussietechheads.com.au, or chuck it up on YouTube if it's a video and send us the link or something simple like that. But
Yes.
but get involved. So,
Get in there.
So do that.
Do it.
And so that competition for Battlefield, that'll be drawn at the end of the month. So all the entries we're just going to put into the little lotto wheel thing and just pick one out. And unless there's an excruciatingly funny one or an excruciatingly good one, and we'll just declare it the winner
Yes.
with consultation of the Frost.
Yes.
We'll get him involved. All right,
Get the Frost involved.
good on you, Frosty. And now you might have heard before the show every Thursday night, techwebcast.info. Tonight this week they had Robert Scoble. Last week they had Tom Merritt. Like, geez, what a lineup, boys. Well done. What a good lineup you're getting. So techwebcast.info if you want to download and listen to those shows if you haven't been able to catch them. Go and do that. Now, where are we going to go now?
All right, here we go. You got another one, or you want me to go?
You can have a go.
Google, Apple CEOs in secret patent talks. Rumor. Because I know it's a rumor, because it always says things like people close to the situation said.
Yeah, never names them.
Never names it. So apparently, according to this rumor, Google Chief Executive Larry Page and Apple CEO Tim Cook have been conducting behind-the-scenes talks about a range of intellectual property matters, including the mobile patent disputes between the companies. People familiar with the matter said. Oh, come on.
I don't think that's true. Do you reckon that's true?
No, I don't think it. No.
He looks like Steve, eh?
Tim Cook's a little bit different to Steve Jobs, but he's an Apple boy, Apple man through and through, isn't he?
Oh, he would have been groomed and bloody whatever by
Listen,
Steve.
I'll read something else out. How would people know this? The two executives had a phone conversation last week, the sources said. How would you know that?
Yeah.
Discussions involving lower-level officials of the two companies are also ongoing. So they've got
rubbish.
a couple of people from the Apple store. Hey, genius boy, get over there and sort this out.
Yeah, it's rubbish. It's rubbish.
It's garbage.
Who's this?
Who's this? Who quoted this? I'm not even going to quote this.
No, but look.
Here we go. Reuters.
Oh, who's them? I don't
No, who a news organisation? No one knows who. Apple and Google declined to comment on any discussions, and as they would.
They don't deserve to be called Reuters. They deserve to be called rooters, because that's what they do.
Rooted.
They root around in muck. And
The conversation between Page and Cook last week did not result in any formal agreement, but the two executives agreed to continue talking, according to one source.
What about that story?
Come on.
What about that story about me and you, Eric, going to buy Facebook out? A source.
Yeah, according to a source close to the matter, said.
Now we did discuss that last week, didn't we?
We did discuss it.
And so that could be a story. So Sydney Morning
There we go.
Herald,
Story next week.
You know where
Watch
I am.
this space. Watch this space.
We're going to pick up all the old stock from Facebook. We're going to relieve Zuckerberg of his duties.
That's right. We're going to boot him out, and we're going to call it something else.
A bum book. Now.
That's right. Aussie bum cracks, we're going to call it.
That's right. Now, on tape technology. Now, this is probably not really a news story, but just
it's tech. It's old tech, but it's tech.
Well, it's current because and this is why I've brought it up.
You know, people are still selling VHS tapes. The IGA supermarket around the corner here from us still selling VHS tapes, 120-minute VHS tapes for $1.
Yeah, right. Good luck. Well, I suppose they got to sell them. It probably costs them more to melt them.
Probably cost them $8 to buy. He's probably been sitting on them for years.
Yeah, probably. But these are tapes. These are tapes as in the backup tapes, data backup tapes.
Oh, the data backup tapes.
Yeah, so
no one does that anymore.
Oh, they do. But it's in there's an article here which is saying that it's in the technology's in its death throes. Now, Now, Greg Wyman, this guy from Storagecraft, Asia Pacific Vice President, has predicted that the tape is on its way out, which is probably fair enough. But according to Wyman, a lot of small and medium businesses have stopped using the tape technology over the past 3 to 4 years. Instead, they are using software to do Instead, they are using software to do disk-to-disk backup. Okay, and then they're also using the cloud as well.
Yep. So exactly what I do.
Yeah. So because the cloud is backed up anyway for you, and so apparently there's an example that this Wyman has given. Wyman said that the tape backups. Now, how is this? This is for keenness on part of the ATO, as you'll hear. Okay, so as Wyman said, the tape backups were becoming a huge pain for businesses to manage, particularly large organisations that are generating large amounts of data. Wyman used an example of an organisation that was being audited by the tax office and needed to extract financial data over 7 years from older tapes.
Oh.
You'd have to find a DLT tape drive because you were using DLT as your tape backup medium. Then you'd have to build a Windows NT server, find someone that runs the DLT tape drive. Assuming you can get all that done, then you would have to start the restore process and keep your fingers crossed that they can restore the operating system and the data, which is a huge pain. Instead, organisations should be using backup software to restore files faster and easier and offer true recoverability of data. Wyman added that the recovery as a service offerings, where organisations pay a monthly fee to a third party to provide data storage and backups, was gaining a lot of traction. I'm sure it is. Because
been gaining traction since 2000.
Yeah, and it is amazing that the tapes, because I did a little bit of a quick little search around, and Google does use tape backup.
You're kidding.
In some instances. In some instances, I read.
Well, they wouldn't be backing up their cloud servers with tape. How many tapes would that use?
Well, this is what I read on the internet. So, take it.
Well, that must be true then.
That's right, it must be true. But apparently the tapes last longer or something, and they were.
Yes, I've heard that. I've heard that they last longer.
Like 30 to 50 years or something, and they're still a preferred source of backup. But yeah, I mean, they had tape, but maybe they're not just those little tapes. Maybe they're the big reel-to-reel tapes or something. I don't know.
Those old 1970s IBM
I don't know.
ones.
I've got no idea. But anyway, but for you and me, stick it up in the
disk.
Yeah, where do you go?
The cloud.
Where do I go? Crash Plan.
Carbonite. I've got I've got Crash Plan and Carbonite, depending on which computer I'm.
Oh yeah. What do you use too?
But my office is Carbonite.
Why do you use two?
Well, Crash Plan allows you to back up external drives, and there's one computer that I've got an external drive I need backing up, like a plugged-in USB drive.
Oh yeah, I don't know. No, it's not Crash Plan. I can only back up.
Backblaze.
Oh, okay.
Backblaze allows you to back up plugged-in USB drives.
Okay. So the way I use my Crash Plan is because you can, and I think Carbonite is probably the same thing, is that you can only back up the drive that's in the computer. Okay.
Yes, so, the physical. So the internal drive.
Yeah, so you can't plug in the USB, 10 terabyte drive and upload all your movies and all this sort of stuff.
But with Backblaze, you can.
Well, there you go. But
$50 a year.
That's not bad. I think the Crash Plan, I think I paid like $114 and it's going to last me 4 years.
Oh, so, that's not bad either.
Yeah, because I put it onto my server, which has got about 7 terabytes of drive space in there.
Right.
And it will back up all that because it's on the one machine.
Yep.
So,
perfect.
Yeah. So it's good. So I've got the, everyone knows.
You wait till the
Windows
NBN
home server.
When you finally get the NBN, you'll be backing that stuff up in no time at all.
Oh, look, I only had to back up about 4 gig because I didn't back up movies and that because I've already got the DVDs. So I didn't want to back them up unnecessarily anyway. I've just got them on the service, ease of use, easy access and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But look, it took me even 4 gig on the Telstra. Oh no, I was on the one before. I was on the ADSL at 1 meg up. It took me about 6 months.
Ages.
Yeah, it took me about 6 months. That going.
It takes ages.
Most of the time, I had to go from 12 to 6 because I was on the stupid ADSL plan that, off peak and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, yes. You had to time it.
Yeah, that's right.
Stupid.
Now, Microsoft. We can talk about Microsoft Windows 8 because it is.
Again,
You can't stop it. You can't stop it. It's coming. It's coming.
Oh, yeah, so's Christmas.
Well, this story will be right up your alley then, because Microsoft will allow users of Windows 8 Pro to downgrade. their new PCs to Windows 7 or even Vista, according to Microsoft.
Who would want to downgrade to Vista?
I don't know.
I'd rather downgrade to XP before I downgrade to Vista.
Not surprisingly, users may not downgrade to XP. Downgrade rights, which let customers replace a newer version of Windows with an older edition without paying for 2 copies, are available in Windows 8 Pro. That fits with the previous practice. Only Windows 7 Professional was allocated downgrade rights. Computer makers will also be able to continue to sell Windows 7 powered PCs for up to 2 years after the debut of Windows 8. In other words, you can still be able to buy from a computer man Windows 7 machine up till 2014 October. Now, customers who later want to...
Hang on a minute. That means as of 2014, you will not be able to buy Windows 7.
Correct. That's how I read it.
Well, that's no good because I never want to run Windows 8. I'm waiting for Windows 9.
Yeah, well, Windows 9 will be out in 2 years anyway.
Well, that's true.
Probably. So
Very
customers who later want to upgrade to Windows 8 must pay for the upgrade. So you downgrade, you got to pay to re-upgrade. That's blah, blah, blah. That's not the case with a PC purchased with Windows 8 Pro that has been downgraded. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Read it for yourself. Do-it-yourself downgrades. Now, how's this? Will be more complex with Windows 8. As users...
Oh, typical.
Yeah, but who is going to downgrade it anyway? Like, God's truth. You'd
have to just wipe your machine I reckon. If you want to downgrade from Windows 8, that'd be the best way.
Yeah, but maybe not. It's still not that easy. Because as users must... This is if you've got one of these new fandangled motherboards with this new...
the new BIOS.
Yeah. So as users must first modify the PC's BIOS to boot into what's called legacy mode.
That's not hard.
No, it's not hard. But
not hard for you and I, but, like Johnny pensioner down the road who's 75 might find it a little bit difficult.
Windows 8 will use the UEFI mode, which is the Unified Extensible Firmware Interface, boot on new PCs to enable some new features, including secure boot. Now, I read another article that said that initially Microsoft had insisted that all PCs that are going to run Windows 8 had to have this new BIOS, but I think they've relaxed it a bit. Because it's running on my laptop, so... they've
got to be careful. They can't... As soon as you start saying you've got to use this BIOS, they're coming against the antitrust situation again. With the whole, you must only run Explorer browser and all that sort of stuff. You can't force people to run a different BIOS if they choose to run... For example, you want to run a virtual machine, like a dual boot, for example. How are you going to do that on a Windows, on a new BIOS?
Yeah, well, obviously you could still run it. Well, it's still got this. I don't know. I've never come across one, so I don't know. But I'm sure. I
think if you want a dual boot, and you have to go into Legacy. Once you run into Legacy, Windows 8 doesn't work.
No, you'd be able to know. Obviously, at the boot up time, there'd be a menu, and you'd choose which to boot.
You would hope so.
Oh, that'd have to be. But anyway, so that's interesting. That's something I've got to learn. Apparently, this UEFI thing's been around for a while. Linux has been using it. Well, they can use it if you get a motherboard with it on it. So,
I wonder if it's what the Mac BIOS is based on.
Don't know.
Because that's based on Unix. Because if it is, what I'm getting at is if this new BIOS is based on Unix like the Mac, maybe it'll be easier to do a Hackintosh.
Oh, why would you want to do that?
Well, put a Mac. Operating system on the Windows PC because it's better.
Nah, stuff that. Just buy a Mac. Just buy one. Now, talking of Apple will cut the ribbon on 2 new centres in Garden City, Perth, as well as Canberra. There you go.
Now, Milo, PA will be happy. Milo, how far isn't Canberra from where you are, mate? Because you might have to whip down there and dribble all over the place.
Now, the Apple... Is that how they... I thought it was a .com.au, not .com/au. Probably the same thing, but anyway.
I think it forwards it to /au.
The new stores will bring Apple Australia store count to 17. So...
Wasn't that long ago they didn't have a store?
I know.
The first store was George Street, I think, in Sydney, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
And that was only about probably 3 years ago.
3 or 4 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not a
right
long
there.
time. Moving fast.
Yes. Now you're a lover of Sydney Morning Herald app, aren't you, on the iPad?
Sometimes, but they're a little bit too left wing for me at the moment.
It does do a little bit of crashing here and there, but overall, it's only every odd month, one day or something. I can't get.
When they
to
say
it.
something good about Tony Abbott, that crashes.
Right. So, but anyway, the reason I bring this up is the iPad apps of the Sydney Morning Herald and The Age shared the award for Best Mobile News Product at the 2012 Australian Mobile Awards. Now, there's a lot of... Sorry? Good. Other winners included Surf Lifesaving Australia for its iRisk app, mobile payments app Tap to Pay. Is that Westpac? Tap to Pay?
Don't know. No, Westpac's just Westpac.
And the Animal Welfare League's Found Pets app. There you go. If you find a pet, you must take a photo of it and send it somewhere. The Sydney Morning Herald app has had more than 360,000 downloads. The Age more than 330,000 in the rapidly growing Australian tablet market. Look, go to the show notes. There's a link to that story, and off that story you'll be able to find there's a lot of other categories of apps, and you can see what the winners are.
Now, do you want to talk about another Apple rumor quickly?
Yeah, why not?
Because apparently, what's that?
It's close to time, so yeah, let's get excited.
Oh yeah, no, we've got a little bit of time.
No, I meant close to launch, close to Apple.
Yes.
Yeah.
There were rumors swirling that on the 12th of September that obviously they're going to release the iPhone 5 or whatever they're going to call it. And then some rumors saying, well, they might release the iPad mini. But apparently the rumor is that they're going to have another event in October for the mini iPad. Now, my question is this to the lounge and to the audio people. If they come out with a mini iPad, 8-inch screen, and apparently the price is going to be around $199 for a Wi-Fi.
Yep.
Who would buy one?
I
would buy at that price. I'd buy one. I'd get the kids one for that price.
Yes.
Don't you think?
Look,
Don't you think that would be a great Christmas gift?
I had someone ask me the other day what tablet I would recommend. I recommended the iPad, but that was too expensive. They only wanted to spend about $250. So
well, apparently it's going to go from $199 to $300, according to the rumors for a Wi-Fi.
Yeah, right. Are they going to be 3G models?
Oh, yeah, yes. Apparently there'll be 3G or 4G or whatever they're going to call it. But
Right.
just for the Wi-Fi models, I think that'd be a good buy. You know, if you get your kid 32 gig or a 16 gig, iPad, because they can read on it and they can still do the web and email and all that stuff, but a smaller version. I think that'll be a rip snorter, and that will sell out. That will be the Christmas present of the decade if that comes out. If that rumor is true.
Yeah, big call. I don't know. I think it's too small for me. But we'll see.
Oh yeah, for you, it'd be too small for me. I don't think I'd use it unless I was just reading books.
How big did you say the screen was?
8-inch screen, like a Kindle Fire.
Yeah. Well, look, I've got that Android tablet. Isn't that about 7? Or a little
7.5 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually,
So I reckon for kids,
yeah,
it'll be the Christmas present of the decade. I reckon.
Because what I'm finding is even today there was remember those Android tablets that Aldi had for $250.
Yeah, they're
and they
garbage.
Sold like hotcakes in the first half.
And same with the
second.
Kogan ones.
Yeah, well, actually, Aldi rang me today and said we got more of these tablets in. Like, can you believe it? They actually rang a buddy.
Didn't send you an email. I picked up the phone that was attached to the desk.
Yeah, I gave them the number when I missed out. A month ago, and I went, yeah, right. Yeah, as if they're going to ring.
Good luck with that.
So they ring, and look, I was tempted, but now after you saying that, because I've got I've downloaded a lot of stuff for the kids onto my iPad because that's the first thing that we were using, and so I'd like to be able to just hook another
transfer it across.
That's right, exactly. Because with
now there, kids, that's yours. Leave mine alone.
Because now I've got the Android, well, I've got the problem of I don't really want to buy that again on another platform. I've already got it on one platform, even though they're only $2. But
and the beautiful thing is, $2 it adds up. You got 100 apps, there's $200.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
But if it'll be good because you just plug it into iTunes and it's all there, bang, straight across. walk away, make a cup of tea, and you come back and it's done.
Easy peasy. Now, what's Malcolm Turnbull going to do with his bloody? He's gonna rip crap up or something.
No, he's going to keep it. But what he's going to do is that he's not going to get rid of the cable network of Optus and Telstra.
Right.
The HFC, what we're on now,
Yeah.
with our beautiful 100 megabit down. Suckers.
But we still need more up, though.
Yes, well, definitely need more upload. But you do know that DOCSIS 3, which is the cable version that we're up to now to get 100 megabits, they've limited it to 100 megs. Because DOCSIS 3 in America is capable of doing 460 megs down and 200 megs up.
Oh, jeez.
Right? So they have limited it.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Probably probably because the infrastructure wouldn't be able to handle if you suddenly got all this traffic.
Yeah.
Right? Because people are going, oh, you beauty, I'm going to go nuts.
Well, that's kind of.
He's saying
that's better than because we're getting the NBN is fibre to the home.
That's been throttled as well.
Yeah, but there's also
100 down, 40 up.
But I think I was reading an article that over in the US or some other country where they've got fibre to the node, which is fibre to the street corner.
To the box, yeah.
And then it coppers into your home as usual.
Yes.
But then you're still limited to bloody like ADSL speeds because of the copper.
Yeah, well, a little bit quicker than ADSL because you're closer to the box. The box becomes your exchange. So everybody would get, 30 megabits down.
Yeah, and one up.
2.5 up. Well, who wants that?
I
don't want fibre to the node, but
more.
I do agree.
Neither do I. I want it to the home.
I want it to the home. I want it straight in my freaking back pocket.
Yeah.
That's where I want it.
I want it
but I do agree
supercharged
with his notion that he wants to keep the cable network going because it drives competition. What he doesn't like is NBN being owned by government and it becomes a monopoly. And I agree with that. I don't like monopolies because if the NBN, if you go to IONET, for example, I'll go on your NBN, whatever, 100 down, 40 up, and the customer service is bad, or the speeds that they promise aren't happening, and their maintenance is bad, and they just don't know what they're doing. You've got a choice. You can go, you know what, I'm going back to cable. I had no problems with cable, and now they've tweaked cable a bit because everyone's now on NBN, or a lot of people would go to the NBN. Then they might tweak the cable and say, look, we can afford to tweak it to be 40 up now or 50 up now because there's only a few people on here. It's not going to congest the network.
Yeah.
Right? So I agree with the choice. People should have a choice on what type of fast broadband they want to use.
Yeah. Look, I'm all for the fibre to the home. I think it's obviously.
I can't wait for it.
It's obviously costing a lot more, but it's going to be the most beneficial and. Yeah.
Look, of course. Look, like I've said in the past, the idea is not a bad one. It's the implementation and the management of it by these socialist nutbags. That's the problem.
But okay, like it's fair enough to say that okay, we can sit here and just laugh and shake our little bodies and say, oh, we're getting 100 down. But in reality, that's only 100 down if you go into your capital city. Once you get to the US or California, you're back to like 3 and 4s. You can't.
I get about. Yeah, I don't get any more than 10, depending on what time it is over there.
So
10 to 15.
So really, realistically, we get fibre to the home. Is it going to make any difference?
That's going to depend on their bottleneck at the other end, because you can only go as fast as if there's an 8-lane freeway and you start off on an 8-lane freeway here and you're motoring along, but then you get to the toll gates on the US and it's only 2 lanes. Yes, you're going to slow down. So it depends on their gateway at that end.
Yeah.
So it depends where you're going into. So if you're going into a university where they've got gigabit internet, 1 gigabit instead of 100 megabits, then you're not going to have an issue. But if you're going to some ADSL, site that's hosted on somewhere where it's only an ADSL area or something, then you'll get some slowdowns regardless. But look, the fibre to the home, the NBN, that's also been throttled because that's capable of doing 1 gigabit speeds.
Yeah, I know, but it's just got to come. It's got to be like real life. But anyway, who knows what's going to be? But talking to me and you is going to be faster. So
yeah, I can't hear you. Slow down. Yeah, that's right.
Now, and what there was another little story you had about telcos. The data retention proposals are absurd. Now, a couple of weeks ago,
I don't like that. But before I get onto that, just a quick rumor that there's a rumor that Amazon are releasing their own phone. Okay,
Okay.
their own phone. It's on the show notes.
And
So-
are they expecting to be releasing Android? Oh, yeah, running an Android variant? Yep.
Yeah, it would be Android. Internet retailer may offer a peek
Yep.
of the long-rumored device running an Android variant at tomorrow's press event, which is tomorrow, our time. Amazon are expected to announce new Kindles at the September 6th event, or is that today?
It'll be tomorrow morning.
No, tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we may get a peek at the internet retail giant's long-rumored smartphone. So keep your eye out on that. You'll probably be able to buy it straight from Amazon.com, I would say.
Yeah, so there you go. Amazon as well. They're all getting into it, aren't they? Do you think but is it wise to be bringing it all out just before the iPhone?
Well, if they were smart, well,
is it
well,
first
look,
out or?
they'll get a week. They'll get a week of the news cycle,
I don't
won't
think
they?
they would. I think it'd be better after.
Oh, look, I think if anyone's Amazon will get more of a go in the media than Microsoft and some stupid candy-coloured telephones, because it's hardly anywhere. You look at all the news sites and it's hardly mentioned.
Yeah.
It's not sucking up the news cycle like Apple would, or Amazon, I reckon, will suck up the news cycle because they're like Amazon are a little bit like Apple, very innovative, very switched on, very cool. Whereas Microsoft is just like a kindergarten again.
Are you saying a yellow phone's not cool?
Yellow, sky blue, fuchsia, go away.
Now the data retention periods. A couple of weeks ago, what we said that the government wanted the telcos to keep about 3 years or something.
Well, they
logs.
put in a proposal that they say it's 2 years. I don't like 2 years.
I don't like 2 days.
But I don't like any day. I don't think it's wrong. It's none of their business. But I kept reading on here. It says that the only way to stop it is to encrypt. And this is what everyone's going to do. Everyone's going to encrypt their browser history.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to encrypt their emails.
Yep.
And you'll be able to get everything that I do, but it's all going to be in gobbledygook. So good luck with that.
Yeah, that's right. So that's like, it's rubbish, isn't it?
So get me some encryption, boyo.
Get me Windows 8 with the fully fledged encryption.
That's right. Windows 8.
Oh, you lied. All right, now I think you run out of stories. Is that all your stories?
Yes.
All right, now I've got one last one to run us out with. Now it's the 40th anniversary of Atari, apparently. Now, yeah. Now they've released some HTML5 classic Atari games. Atari.com/arcade.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you can go in there. Now, the interesting thing about this is that it's in partnership with Microsoft. So if
God, that'll be a stuff up.
yeah, it doesn't actually work. I can't get it working.
You have to reboot it every time.
Yeah. So what happens is that if you go to that website, atari.com/arcade, or in the show notes as usual, if you can't understand what I just said, then you go to in Chrome or Firefox, you get an ad before each game. Crazy.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Can't wait.
If you're using Internet Explorer, ad free.
Yeah, but it might be ad free, but Internet Explorer will crash every time you use it. So what's the point?
So look, what have we got? Combat, Lunar Lander. Look, I had a bit of a game of Pong.
Missile Command is not too bad.
I had a game of Asteroids before. That was all right. Single
Pong.
player. Yeah. Hang on, let's
Look
see.
at that.
Let's see if we can.
Asteroids.
Oh, so I got an ad because I'm in Chrome. Hang on, start game. I'm going to get an ad.
There it is.
So you get an ad-free experience for Internet Explorer, free download.
I get on the bus and the baby starts screaming.
That's just sucky.
howling.
I don't like these ads
So I quickly
where you
stream a
can't
cartoon
even
on my
mute
tablet.
them.
Yeah.
Work like a charm.
Well, I can't hear that anyway, so-
Oh. Well, you get the. Hang on. Here we go. Here we go. And you get your little game. Oh, there we go.
Telstra. Oh, good. Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, good on you, Telstra. It was off the set. I'd be throwing up. Oh, I used to love this game.
Yeah.
I used to play this on the Mac. I had a
pretty
version
cool.
like this on the Mac.
And look, I thought that it might have just been one layer. I mean, one level. But I played a couple of levels just before. Pretty cool. So there's one there. Atari.com/arcade. Let me get blown up. I've never got blown up before. Hang on. Let's get blown up. And smashed. Me little.
No, here we go. Yeah, head on. Bang. There you go.
How do you move? I thought you'd be able to, you'd be able to move.
Use your keys. Use
there we
your
go.
arrow keys.
There we go. I'm out of control. I can't.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go. How do I
I
stop
like to
this?
do that too.
All right, so there you
Escape.
go. Oh, look how many people. Oh, 342,000. Wow. All right, so go and have a look at that. That's a bit of fun that I found here today. So, yeah, I started playing that. What does it say here? The technology behind the game is JavaScript library developed specifically for HTML5 gaming, and it's called Create.js. The gaming service is what I said, with ads and blah, blah, blah. So it's all good. It's all good. All right. I think
All good.
think
Now, just before you go, Glenn, I've put a little link in the chat of the Google Hangout, and that's the iPhone sign up for newsletters on what's happening with the iPhone.
Oh, is this through Telstra?
Yes.
Good stuff. Let's have
Click
a
on
look.
that, and Bob's your uncle.
Oh, that's a decent wink on that chick, isn't it?
Beg your pardon?
A wink. Look at
Oh,
the
yeah.
wink. Look at it. All right. So, keep me informed about Apple. Well, I'll be using that just in 3 seconds after the show. All right. Now I think we've done everything. Good stuff.
Yes.
Don't forget to follow us all on Twitter. If you're feeling lonely, you can go me at Aussie Tech Heads, Eric at Eric Franco with a K, Will at Mr. Tompkinson, and Will's probably on his honeymoon, so not sure when he's coming back, but I'm sure he'll let us know. And you can also email Glenn, Will, or Eric at aussietechheads.com.au. And that's about it. So good on you to Chalkster, an East Side boy, winning footy competitions. We're probably going to have some more. Garth next week. He's coming over. Going to record some more pretty soon. And don't forget the hosting.aussietechheads.com.au. Jump in there, grab a website. You don't have to pay for a whole year, just a month if you have to. Just get a feel for it. And look, if you just want a feel for it, and that's all you want, just send me an email. I'll just set you up for a month or something. And then you can, just have a bit of a poke around, see how it all goes. All right, that's about it. Thanks, Eric.
That's about it. Thank you, mate.
Thanks for coming on.
No problem.
No problems. We shall see you next week, and good stuff. All right.
Good stuff.
Be good to your family. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
See you, guys. See you, Lounge Room.